Someone just present
Plum Chutney!
Wow.
What a theme.
What a time to be alive.
Just absolutely incredible. Welcome back. How have you been? We have missed you.
Terribly.
Have you missed them?
This is our fourth episode, Jims.
Is it? I've lost count.
Our fourth.
Who knew we could go this far? If all things have panned out correctly, the audio shouldn't sound like shit and we should be loud
We
and in
have
your ears.
a new mixer. That's
oh
why.
Oh my God.
Isn't this incredible?
Isn't this incredible? £140.
You should hear our voice. Oh my gosh. Our voices should be clearer, crisper than ever.
Smoother.
And
now,
ready.
And now you'll have better content than ever.
And we're ready to... Perhaps. And we're ready to narrate the fourth delve into the mind of Sim and Jims.
Oh, and what a delve it will be. Sim,
yes.
how have you been?
Well, Jims, not good.
Not good?
Not good.
What's happened?
Well, yeah. You see, I was supposed to get my hair cut tonight.
Oh.
I wanted to look so fresh and so clean for the fans. Do you know what I mean? For the
But
lids.
I can't help but notice
For the
that
Plum
your hair
Chutneys.
is...
No, my hair is as long and luscious as ever. But
I'm sure the fans won't complain.
So I got to the hairdressers and I was supposed to be cut at 6:30, and then I was going to rush over here for about 7:30.
Fans.
Yep. And I got there and he said, I'm running a bit late. I'll only be able to cut your hair at about 7:30. And I said, Graham,
I was about to ask his name.
Yeah, I said,
that's not what I would go for as a hairdresser's name, I must say. Graham's not the first one that comes to mind.
Well, I said, Graham, I have an army of fans that will not be kept waiting.
And what did he say to that?
And he said, okay. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good response.
Graham isn't quite on the Plum Chutney hype just yet.
No. I mean,
but
everyone will be
give
soon.
him like 20 minutes of cutting my hair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And household brand indeed.
It'll be
so
Plum Chutney.
So now my haircut's been rescheduled for Saturday. Saturday at 1 o'clock.
That's
Isn't that the most awkward time in the world?
That's like you got to get up for
literally,
it.
It kind of cuts the day in half. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that sounds nightmare. I'm so sorry. I can understand why you're doing so poorly today.
So really, it's not a good day at all. Not at all.
Well, honestly, I'm so sorry that I've brought you here to do a Plum Chutney on this day.
You know what, Jims? This is the only thing that is getting me through the day. It's okay. It's fine.
Okay, well, that's what I thought.
But apart from that, what's happened in the week? What's been going on with you in the week?
Nothing. I've watched many documentaries. I've watched one on the mob.
I've heard about them.
Nasty pasties, you might say.
Nasty. I was trying to make like a food joke about pasta because Italian, but it didn't come together.
No,
all the ingredients were there.
Not pasta.
Yeah. They don't eat pasties in Italy, do
but,
they? Well, do they?
They won't eat pasties, but they would eat pasta because famously they are quite
Famously
Italian.
they eat. I think they eat pizza as well.
Yes, pizza, pasta, and other Italian dishes are available. A calzone. I could go on. But I won't. I won't go on. I won't. And lots of conspiracy videos.
Speaking of spicy meatballs, I heard that this isn't actually related at all.
Oh, okay. Well, it's okay. We love tangents here.
Yeah, they've we mentioned it last week, the new Sonic trailer, and they're going to redesign Sonic because of all the backlash. And I couldn't help think, but they heard us on Plum Chutney podcast.
We're making our effect on the world.
And they said, wow, Sim and Jims just have such good opinions about many things.
We wouldn't want to disagree with these guys.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I also heard that, but also they'd been like leaking and teasing this Sonic for a while, and we'd seen him ages ago, and everyone, and my nan. She didn't really. My nan's ghost came to me, and she said, Jims, have you seen the new Sonic? He looks like a fucking... And then she said an F word that I was like, Nan, it is 2019. Maybe that was okay when you were still alive. But today, it does not bode well.
I said the same thing. I said, Jims is Nan.
Sim was there.
You cannot get away with this. Not today. Not in my name.
Thus I banished her into the shadow realm. But,
wow.
But yes, I don't know why they didn't do this sooner, but I'm okay with them doing it.
I don't know why they didn't do it right the first time.
I mean, most people, I've seen Photoshops and people have just like put his eyes, up.
And like joining. So so they actually look like Sonic eyes. I agree.
I can't help but think, what is the target demographic for this? Because kids these days,
honestly,
as far as I'm aware, have no idea who Sonic is.
I think it's like middle-aged men and then nostalgia, like very much the same as the Power Rangers movie that recently came out.
But like if you watch the trailer, it did not look like it was catered to middle-aged men. I think it's catered to millennial parents.
That's why they're
taking their kid, going like, oh, I enjoy Sonic. Let's go see the
That's
Sonic
why
movie,
they play
kids, and the
Gangster's
kids like,
Paradise, because the kids are like,
Yeah.
wow, I'm hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
do you know
yeah.
that meme of Miranda Cosgrove when she's like that?
Yeah, I know
yeah,
the one,
that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all that's happened this
the
week
updates
in
this
the
week.
world.
But wait, that's not all that's happened this week, because of course we've got
Of
the
course.
the top tier of journalism, not ripped entirely from Reddit.
Wait. Nice.
That's right. It's time for Plum News.
I hate to say,
Gas.
before the episode today, I said, why don't we do Plum News at the end? And Jim said, so close.
Let's
Come
not
on.
mess with the format.
Do you know what I mean?
We've only just got the format. We can't get rid of the format.
We need to keep our only segment in its rightful position.
Yes, at the start,
Yes.
and then slowly it spirals down from there. So, Sim, are you
Jim's
ready
for some
for our
headlines?
headlines
I
tonight?
am ready as ever.
So our first headline: $7 million in meth accidentally delivered to innocent elderly couple.
Oh no!
And I just want to.
So-
I wish you like. This is the time I want to be a fly on the wall in this scenario. And to see that nan open that box and go, Harold, what the fuck is this?
And Harold just looks and he's like, "Oh, I remember
that
this."
takes
Like,
me
oh.
back.
But yeah,
Get the pipe
I have
out.
to say that headline was that a positive thing or a negative thing?
They called the authorities. A man was arrested.
Oh no!
Well, I guess it was his mat. It was meant to go to him. I imagine they
How
probably.
big a box was it be for £7 million?
Well, I don't know. See, the article had
delivered in
like
a
quite
lorry?
a small-looking cardboard box.
Oh, is meth very expensive nowadays?
Meth's famously quite cheap, but I don't know how much meth you need to get you off. So, like, you know,
Yeah.
it could be like that much, as like 20 quid. So, like, if you fill up a box like that,
Yeah.
it
Well,
scales.
if that much is 20 quid, that much must only still be like.
Well, as I said, the article had a picture of a box that
Yeah.
looked about yay big, but I think that was just a random picture of a random box. I don't think it was actually
nice.
that box.
They sent like
it'd
a
be
photographer and they were like, oh, we've already. I don't know what happened to that
The
box.
police
innit?
took it in evidence. No,
And they
it
were
just
like,
looked like a
"This is a
stock
box."
image. This is a box. Well, yeah, I mean, it'd be funnier if it was like, you know, when you get like a piece of furniture delivered and it's like 4 fucking boxes. Like, where do you want this, love? And they're like, in the back.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they open it up and it's just
That would
shit
be
out
funny.
there.
That wow.
Yeah.
That lucky couple.
That lucky couple.
sure they had a
I
great
don't
time.
think they own it anymore, tragically.
Oh, no.
The feds took it away from them.
Tragically,
Our next headline.
that must be the first tragic story to involve meth.
That's the only
Most meth stories have a happy ending,
yes.
famously.
famously.
Breaking Bad.
9 out of 10
I smiled
dentists
all the way
recommend.
through. Breaking Bad.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, that was
That was
cheery
an
one.
excellent headline. I loved
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Well,
Next!
the next one, it follows up from another. Remember, we had the Ukrainian election.
Of course. How could I forget?
The comedian who played a teacher who became president actually became the president. This is like another, you know. So this is a former WWE wrestler Matt Morgan.
Yes.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him
personally.
either.
Becomes Longwood's mayor.
Wow.
So,
That's
so
wow.
we've got and apparently
It's the celebrity
he's
culture.
looking at cleaning our water.
Where is Longwood?
Longwood, somewhere in America. I
Nice.
could Google it.
What's it? Is the wood particularly like?
how long is this
Do you
one?
know what I mean? But
Florida.
celebrity
It's
culture.
in Florida.
When are we going to get that Kanye presidential run? That's what I want.
I want that
in my
too.
life.
That's
I would
2020
love that.
famously. But okay, so like in the US, I feel like we get that sort of shit. But I don't think here we've had any like local celebrity councillors or prime ministers. So who are you thinking?
I have things. Do you remember when Al Murray ran against Nigel Farage in the
Did he win?
in the elections? No,
I
did he
think
fuck?
I didn't. He
Nigel
didn't,
Farage
yeah,
didn't win
yeah.
either, though.
Yeah, it was
So,
some
like,
guy. Yeah, that was the same election where it had that guy dressed as a knight, and I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Buckethead.
Sir
Lord
Buckethead or something like that. Yeah.
But no, Al Murray got a good he got at least like 600 votes or something, and I was like, I thought he would have got more though. To be fair, I would.
Well, I
voted
feel
for Al
like
Murray.
he's not really A-list, is he? He's
No,
like,
and I suppose people like had to vote for a serious Labour candidate.
I think the
to get
people
rid
who
of,
follow
Farage.
yeah, and I think the people who follow Al Murray
Yeah,
wouldn't be the kind of person to vote for a joke.
that's very true.
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Whilst we're on this topic, Nigel Farage is a cunt.
yes, I agree.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I shouldn't say
sorry.
it.
Whilst we're on this kind of
Yes.
thing, so what like? There's the next prime minister. Say it works like, you know, any random shitter can go into it. Like it seems to happen in the US.
I was going to say that is pretty much how it works.
Yeah.
Isn't Oprah
So,
running
like,
as well? Maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot. But like, there was this thing saying there's so many left candidates like running that Trump's definitely going to win now
Literally.
because it's so.
No,
like,
it's Bernie's year.
Bernie,
Woo!
come on, Bernie. Anyway, so like as far as UK celebrities, who would you want to see be Prime Minister? Like Clarkson. I reckon Clarkson could do it.
Jeffrey, that would be phenomenal.
He would probably be as equally as bad as Trump, but that's why I believe he could do it. No, I know who. Wait. John Tickle. Oh my God! There's only one man who can unify our broken, shattered country.
No. Will they ever forgive me for not coming?
But let's say if it's not John Tickle, who would you want?
You know what? This is a very tough question, and I can't think of a single celebrity. Sorry, somebody at the door.
That's just the dog. It's all right.
Okay. I can't think of a single celebrity right now. Name a celebrity.
Jamie Oliver.
No, I don't think
Graham Norton.
There was an interview recently where Jamie Oliver didn't know what socialism was, and the interview I had to explain it to him. So I have to say that. Yeah. Sorry, Jamie, I'm all for you.
Gordon Ramsay, he'd be funny.
We
were watching.
Do you know what I mean?
I've been watching a lot of Teen Mums UK, and this guy.
I mean, I've seen bits and pieces here and there.
Just hilarious.
But Jim's is a hardcore fan.
Hardcore fan. Watched all 3 seasons.
Tell us about it
on Amazon Prime, and then I got to the 4th season. It was like that's £15, and I was like, I'm not fucking paying £15 for this shit entertainment. Wow. This is awful. But she was on a date with a guy, and she was
I'm
like,
desperately trying to think while you talk about this.
Who's the Prime Minister at the moment? Isn't it Gordon Ramsay?
The guy was so funny. That was definitely for the camera.
Just incredible. Who else?
That sounds incredible. I literally can't think of a single person in the world right now who's like, who are the national treasures? Michael Caine, he's a national treasure, but I don't really care for him.
Good Morning, Phil. Not Phil.
Oh, Philip Schofield. Literally.
Yeah.
You know
Holly
what? You called it there.
She's great.
Wait, Philip's. She could be like the first lady of Britain, but
yeah, that's fair.
It's got to be Philip Schofield.
Yeah, Philip Schofield. He just settled on that. I feel like we've got some, pretty good musicians in the UK.
We do have some good musicians, but none of them.
Paul McCartney's still kicking.
Yeah, but
let's get him up there.
And to be fair, he's got that bromance with Kanye. They've collaborated before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he famously said, he said it was like working with John Lennon back in the studio.
And you know who complained?
He was a bit of a.
In other words, he beat his wife. Controversial.
So anyway, our next headline. So California, as you know, last year suffered.
Sorry.
It's okay, don't worry. I'll give you some time to recover.
As the podcast goes on, by the way, I'm going to think of some British celebrities.
Be like,
that guy. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So California suffered a tragic, a lot of fires last year.
Yes.
And now people are going, what can we do? What can we do to stop this? We don't want this again.
Yes.
Any ideas what they might
to prevent fires or to put fires out?
To prevent wildfires.
To prevent wildfires.
They don't have to put them out because they didn't.
I imagine Trump's idea would just be cut down all the trees because then nothing could catch fire.
Well, it's not far off. It's California dispatches goats to eat brush to prevent wildfires. And apparently many states have done this out. It's like, I know just what we gotta do. Get the goats. Finally, the time has come.
I was going to say, I like to imagine that somebody's been pitching this for years and years and years, and then the California fires happen, and he just looks at everybody like,
I told you we should have got the fucking goats out.
and then everybody looks at each other like, fuck you.
They've exhausted all of the plans. Find him. We'll use the goats.
The goat plan. Yeah. Okay, that's genius.
Genius.
Absolutely.
Can't follow. We'll see how that
goes. I want to know who put that forward. I don't want to give him a high five.
I mean, we're a month away from June, so let's see what happens.
Yes.
So the next headline, Pornhub wants to buy Tumblr and restore it to its former porn glory.
Wait, has there been enforced laws on Tumblr?
Yahoo, Verizon, the company who own Yahoo and they bought Tumblr and then
there's not enough porn
got rid of all the porn of it. No porn's allowed on Tumblr. Famously, Tumblr was porn heaven.
Isn't like 90% of the users for porn?
Yeah, and since then the profits have gone down and they're selling the platform. Hence why Pornhub has apparently want to buy it.
I think in the day as porn usual. Literally,
they're one of those companies that just always has incredible like PR and just always seem like great. Like porn sites always just seem like it's like the Lad Bible makes their posts. Do you know what I mean?
My favorite,
and they always post like shit that search for like Avengers porn. Literally. People keep searching Avengers Endgame on our platform and shit like that.
Give the people what they want. But my favorite Pornhub moment was
What's your favourite Pornhub moment?
Hamilton, the musical. You may have heard of this.
Famously, I've heard of this.
For those who don't know, we love Hamilton. We could probably recite it backwards.
I heard it once.
And obviously you can't watch it online legally. And the only place at one point that you could watch the recorded video was on Pornhub. Somebody uploaded it to Pornhub with the title saying like the founding fathers get frisky in the cabinet or something.
That's really good.
Incredible.
No, usually people upload like RuneScape fucking videos, and it's like noob gets fucking raped with my D-long sword and shit like that. Like
somebody a football one now was there was a player there was once a football player for Liverpool called Coutinho, and he used to score good goals from far out. Yeah, and he scored a long range goal once, and somebody uploaded to Pornhub going absolute filth. It was great.
Funny.
And I'm not gonna lie, I watched it several times.
There's a lot of good banter. Okay, so sorry, the last headline.
But you know,
oh sorry.
Sorry.
No.
Carry on. I was just going to say what makes Pornhub stand apart is its non-porn features.
I would agree. I often go to Pornhub just to look at what else is there. You
Me
know what?
too.
You don't always need to check it. Just because you're on that website, sometimes you see a good nature documentary on there. And,
it reminds me of that Friends episode where Ross is trying to convince everybody that Playboy is not just about the naked ladies. It's hard-hitting journalism.
It's like the page 3 girls, and it's like, what do you think needs to change in the UK in politics?
The best thing about Page 3 Girls was that next to them they'd have a thing saying like, Lana here would like to be a journalist one day. But really, that's not true.
Like hard-hitting questions. Okay, sorry. The last headline we have.
Tangent.
Before we tangent any further.
Yes.
Florida man arrested after refusing to remove I eat ass bumper sticker.
I'd ass.
I eat ass.
Oh, I eat ass. Well, okay.
I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
Literally. Okay, jokes aside, do you know what I mean?
Put the jokes away. This is a no-joke zone.
No, you can't be arrested for... That's not even like hateful speech, do you know what I mean?
No.
You can be arrested for saying like the N-word to somebody, or like, do you know what I mean? Or like other racial slurs.
Yeah, I didn't think you can in America, but apparently this guy...
Well, I thought you can. I thought it was illegal to be like racist and shit.
Well, like you can have hate speech in the US. Like the KKK is still a thing in America.
You're right.
Like I'm pretty sure you're still allowed right. I think half the point of America is you can say whatever the fuck you want. So I would have thought, but he got arrested and like.
Oh wow! Well,
that's
the point then. Like, why are the KKK still walking about? And a man who eats ass.
Why can a man not simply eat ass?
Maybe if he ate ass wearing a fucking white costume with a pointy hat, could he do it then? Tell me that. Tell me that, Trump.
So if you could tell us that, please email us at plumchutneymail@gmail.com.
Trump definitely.
But yeah, then the officer arrested him, and they were like, "What if a child saw it?" And he said, "That would be up to the parents to explain."
Absolutely, I agree.
So I was also reading about like this far right that's uprising in Germany. And it's basically like,
Is it the AfD?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
So now we want all the Muslims to go away. We're not like the Nazis. No. We just want all the Muslims to go away now. It's different, okay?
I bet that's exactly how it goes in the House of Parliament. Just like, this is shockingly familiar. And be like, we thought you'd say something like that, but no.
There's a key difference.
Look at this pie chart we've created.
Well, yeah, it was because Angela Merkel let all those immigrants in. Great job, Angela.
Love Angela Merkel.
Do you know who I want to be Prime Minister of the UK?
Angela Merkel.
She could do.
J'adore Angela Merkel.
J'adore.
Oh.
And that's it for the headlines, but there are, of course.
Well, we're not done. We're not done.
There are some.
Oh, I'm so excited. Those are some good headlines. They raise some real moral questions. I like to think here at Plum Chutney we answer the big questions.
we famously do.
Oh my god, this time the screen's smaller and we're
for
bigger.
Articles, I feel like we don't need to have the full thing, but for video.
Look at us learning.
What a change.
How we've grown.
Our production. But anyway, I digress. A woman could face prison.
It's not like us
for
to digress.
posters that show famed icon of
Start
Jesus.
again.
A woman. Should I do it like BBC News? Like, what's her name? Just the headlines. A woman could face prison for posters that show a famed icon of Jesus, fuck, and the Virgin Mary with rainbow halo. So
wow.
she put
Is this
these
an
posters
LGBT
up.
thing?
Yeah.
No.
So she put these up in Poland.
In Poland?
Poland.
Poland is the worst for like free speech. Yeah.
I would have thought Poland was pretty good.
No, Poland passed a law recently when I say recently,
look at that.
in the last year. So this is kind of a tangent, but it's not. It's about Poland's laws. This is another serious issue that we're bringing to you, Plum Chutney. They're saying that
stop bringing them to you.
saying that no Polishman could be blamed for anything to do with the Holocaust or anything. Right. And whilst obviously Poland was not the main accuser, there are still a lot of Polish people who are involved and to say that Polish people cannot be blamed, are completely absolved of blame. That's just rewriting history.
Was it France that came out the other day and said that I think did they just apologise for their because obviously when the Nazis invaded, obviously they went, get me all the Jewish people, and the French went, okay. So I'm pretty sure they apologised for that recently, but then the far right party in France spoke out against that. There was some big
I hate that Marine Le Pen and co.
She can fuck off. Brexit, I can't believe anyone's looking at our exit from the Europe and go, this is a good idea. Let's do this.
You know what? That's another big point I would like to make.
Go on, make it.
I feel like when people think of Brexit and when they want to leave, they're thinking very... This might sound stupid for Brexit, but egocentrically and Britain-centrically, because obviously it's just going to happen that Brexit will have a domino effect in the European Union in general. And whilst we may not need the European Union as much, because compared to some third world countries, our laws are pretty free and liberal. But compared to a country like Belarus, which still has the death penalty, do you know what I mean? You need the fucking EU to just keep this.
We are greater together.
Absolutely.
Than alone.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel it's a bit selfish for countries like that.
We're best friends of this whole continent and go, fuck you.
I completely agree. And then we expect them to give us concessions whilst Brexit. And do you know what I mean? Just I'm so sorry that I gave you the aforementioned finger, but
my bad.
But please, I would like to remain in this club in theory. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm sorry, I digressed.
And she got arrested. But look at that. Are you what planet are you offended by this?
Literally. I mean, Poland planet.
Poland planet. Poland should segregate and make their own planet.
I would love that. We want to do with Plum Chutney.
In Age of Ultron, Avengers. Just fly it up.
What a good film. Not the best Avengers film,
but what a great villain.
But what a great film. What a great villain.
Villain.
For all those who've seen The Office, Robert California plays Ultron. What a great guy. I love how I'm telling that to people as if I'm the only person who's ever seen it. Do you know what I mean?
You should watch Avengers. I've heard it's pretty good.
I've heard it's very good.
Very good. And that's about it. She got arrested for it.
Nice. She got arrested. No, not nice. Sorry, that was my knee-jerk reaction.
It's not that nice, but yeah, that's about it.
Oh no.
So this one's a cunning invention. This man, I think. He got. So he's.
Oh, hold on. We're moving on, are we?
Yeah, we're moving on.
Oh, okay.
Well, have you got more tangents to go off? Sorry.
No. Sorry. I just don't feel like.
Feel free to tangent anytime.
I don't feel like
I'm just saying that's about it.
I didn't react strongly enough to that, and I feel sorry.
She got arrested. That's sad. I can't believe that happened.
Can't believe. But you know what? We've got to move on.
I'm sure everything will be all right in the end anyway. A former Netflix creative director just got $1.6 million from big names in tech for liquid death, which is water in a tall can. So
I have to say, I did not understand a word of that headline.
This man has made an invention, and it's got 1.6 million from investors. Do you want to see his invention?
I would love to.
Okay, well, hold on just 2 seconds, and I'll get up for it. There it is.
Liquid death.
And now this is water in a can, but it's for the straight edge, because apparently there's a big punk crowd that don't do drugs or alcohol.
Nice.
And this is what they want. Liquid death.
So it's is it just water?
It's water in a can. $1.6 million.
So really, so this man is just a marketing genius. He's literally he has sold something available for free
for your taps,
from a tap.
Yeah, for $1.6 million. And that's just an investment.
This guy.
So I assume he's still getting any an amount of profits from this. This man apparently owned Netflix, so I don't know why he needed the investment.
So if he owned Netflix, 1.2...
He owned it. It said Netflix executive.
I was going to say 1.6 million to this man is probably
Yeah, piss.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's probably he pisses it into the can.
So
wow,
I'm excited for liquid death to ship in the UK, and we'll
try
some on the podcast.
I recently drank water out of a can when I went to the Eden Project, because they're all about reusable and shit. Do you know what I mean?
And cans are reusable.
I think cans are more reusable than plastic.
I believe so too.
Yeah.
I mean, they had box water for a bit, but I felt that died off. Do you know what I never understood? Sorry to tangent.
No. I live for tangents.
I love a good tangent. Do you remember when they had milk in a bag?
Literally not at all.
No,
No.
well, you buy a jug and then you buy a bag of milk.
Oh, okay.
And then you cut
That
a hole
seems
in your bag of milk and you
nice.
put it in the jug,
Yeah.
and it'd be like a milk bottle, But to me, I'm like, now looking back on it, I remember we had it as a family. I
Why
felt like it
is
was
that
quite
not-
a middle class thing. But it's not like it's better
I
for the
love
environment.
that idea. That's phenomenal. Wait, tell it me again because I zoned out.
So you buy a plastic jug and
Yes.
it's like a
Wait,
permanent
I'm trying to
plastic
imagine it in my head.
jug. Then you go to the supermarket and you pick up a plastic bag of milk.
Yeah.
It's like sealed, and then you open the corner of it and you put it in the jug and then you put. But I'm just like, I guess that's using slightly less plastic.
I feel
Couldn't
like
you put it in something.
I feel like that if we're going to go that, why stop there? Why not just like? Why doesn't Tesco just have a cow and we all go and just like fucking open our mouths underneath it?
I think that's a bit far from. It's still in a bag. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was just thinking you could have it in a box or something like recyclable, easily. Do you know what I mean? Something that doesn't cause massive pollution to me.
No, honestly, I have never heard of milk in a bag, and I love it. I want
milk in a bag.
I want to write a poem called "Milk in a Bag."
Well, we had milk in a bag. It was a fad.
Water in a
It was
can, milk in a bag.
Sainsbury's.
Wow.
I bet Jamie
Fucking-
Oliver was all about it.
Sainsbury's is the middle class supermarket. To be fair, do
is.
you know what is a good supermarket?
Go on,
And
what's a good
I have to talk about it. Is Morrison's, and for one reason and one reason only. Okay,
What's the reason?
their meal deal.
Oh,
Their meal
tell me
deals.
about
Okay,
that meal deal.
first of all, Morrison's has a make your own salad bar, which is phenomenal.
I've
in
heard
itself.
salad bar
Jim's-
is famously how you catch a lot of disease. They tell pregnant women to stay
James,
away
I
from
was talking
salad
about
bars.
how good salad bars are.
Okay, sorry, I'm just saying there's downsides to salad bars too. But sorry, go on.
Please don't listen to Jim's, okay? And
Salad hater.
so you can have salad, fill it to the brim, which I do, and it's phenomenal. And I've never got ill from the salad bar, okay? And that's your main, and then your like side, which is normally a packet of crisps, chocolate. That can be sushi. You can get sushi, sushi, and then you can get like one of those massive fucking smoothie things for your drink.
Wow.
Morrison's and also
Morrison's, if you
there's
want
one
to
more.
sponsor
No.
it,
I was Easter shopping.
Yeah.
And you could get life size. You know the dragon eggs off Game of Thrones? Chocolate dragon eggs.
Shit.
Fucking
Is that part of the meal deal? Because that would be a fucking good one.
No. Jims, I can't.
Incredible.
Jims, I have to say, I feel like you're not as impressed with the Morrison's
I was going to
experience as
say
I.
we got an avocado order the other day, and because they have
the online shop.
Yes, they have a lot of they have a heavy vegan range, and
Oh, I'd like to
Rushton,
point
my
yeah.
girlfriend, is a bad vegan.
Jims is not a vegan.
I'm not a vegan. I am not a vegan. But they said to us when they dropped it off.
I did not sleep
they were
with
like-
her.
I did not sleep with a vegan. And then when they dropped it off, they were like, "You give us a bag, any bag, and we'll give you like 3p. It doesn't need to be our bag and be Tesco's
whole
bag as
p.
the bag." And I was like, "There's money to be made here, for I have a cupboard of many bags."
Do you remember that Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns like collected rubbish and like sold it for like it's like that, yeah.
It's just like that. Okay, so moving on to our next article.
Are you going to start selling your bags then?
Well, next time they come, I might give them some bags. Honestly, I think
I was going to say if you sell like 35, you could get like a Mackey's cheeseburger.
you could get a house with one. You couldn't from Ocado.
No, but you'd get like 99.
No, I think they just take it off your order. I don't think they actually give you the cash.
I see. I thought they just gave you like.
But I mean,
3p.
maybe if you gave them enough bags, they'd give you free shop and then money, maybe. But I feel like you'd have to. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, we should do that. We'll give you some bags. Do you know what I mean?
If you've got any bags, please send them to plumchutneymail@gmail.com. Our next article. French man arrives in Caribbean after crossing Atlantic in giant barrel.
What?
There he is.
That is
In this barrel?
Wow. That reminds me of Madagascar, the
quite
film where they famously end up in Madagascar.
I've actually seen
In a box.
Madagascar the musical, and so
Please
I'm
tell-
well versed in Madagascar
You know what?
and Madagascar lore.
I don't know what I want to hear about more, Madagascar the musical or the man in the barrel. You know what? We'll go for the man in the barrel
Let's go to the
first.
man in the barrel. Yeah, he spent 4 months.
4 months. How
So
did he have
it's-
enough food?
Um,
How did he steer? Did he have a
he
row?
was 71 at the time of departure.
71.
He spent the first 4 months of 2019 inside his barrel, travelling at about 2 miles an hour with no engine and relying entirely on the ocean to guide his journey.
What? How? What did he eat? What did he row? How? Oh,
he just
the
he
ocean.
let this
Did he
sit.
not mean? Did he not have a destination in mind?
I'm looking for like what he ate.
Oh
So
yeah.
there's it, them pulling it out, I guess.
Stowed away
He
white
stowed
wine.
away
One
and a
bottle
block
of white wine.
foie gras
Oh,
for New Year's Eve.
He also
he had some booze. Nice one.
I definitely
You
would
guys'
not.
priorities
You would not
in
have been
order.
able to wait till New Year's Eve.
I imagine I've been quite seasick before, and I can't imagine you'd be. Do you know it doesn't look too uncomfortable.
That would definitely lead to one of those.
At least he's got a nice chair. Looks like one of those fancy gaming chairs, doesn't it? Like a DX racer.
I would have done so much thinking.
On board allowed people to follow his progress online. And he dropped markers. Oh, that's cool. That's nice.
So what did he do? What did he do?
Fuck knows. Maybe he had some books. It had a bed, kitchen, and some storage space.
Wow.
I guess you'd be reading, listening to some tunes.
It doesn't look like he's got any books there.
Well, it says storage. So obviously he's cleaned up for visitors. This is obviously at the start or the end. Like I don't think there was a cameraman in there the whole time. Just
after like a couple of months where I hadn't got anywhere, I would have just gone crazy. I would have just been like rocking backwards and forwards. Just,
he's 71, so maybe he's already going a bit like my granddad's just started to go like really like senile. Like he rang my dad up the other day and was like, I was in a boat, and then my dad was like, no, you weren't, and he was like.
Do you know that?
and then the other day he rang him up like, my phone's not working. And then my dad was like, well, you ring me on it right now and I can hear you and you can hear me. And he was
That's
like,
so funny.
oh yeah, never mind. I'll ring BT tomorrow.
That's fair. To be fair, since my nan's been like a young woman, she's done that. Like she's called the house phone and we've answered and we've been like, and she's been like, are you in? You know what I mean? And we've been like,
love it. Okay, so we'll move on to our next one.
Oh my gosh!
Sheriff's office in Indiana tries enlisting drug dealers to take down the competition. They've made this little handy.
Oh, they would be the biggest rats. They would literally be
Attention,
murdered.
drug dealers! Too much competition bringing you down? Are you not making the profits you once did? We are here to help you by eliminating your competition. How? By filling out the easy complete form below.
That has to be a meme. That can't be real.
It was like a joke on their Facebook, to be fair. But I like to imagine a world where some guy's going, hang on.
Imagine that happening in Birkenhead. You'd have written on some wall somewhere like, Joe's a grass. Do you know what I mean? Like, I see that everywhere, literally. Birkenhead is famous for its very
street art.
Sophisticated graffiti, I like to call it. Where it says like,
I believe Banksy originated here.
My favourite one is, it says so, Kelsey is a smackhead and has 2 teeth. And I'm like, well, Kelsey is my man.
Bravo.
No, my woman.
I want, like, half of those I wonder if, like, they think of it on the spot, or if they've like
do they plan this out for months and they're like,
have they gone like, do
I go with,
do you know what needs to go on that wall there?
I could say baghead or smackhead, and then they write smackhead and they're like, you know what? No.
I think today I will call
my
my gentleman that I have fallen out of favour with a script. I think that's probably how it goes.
I think that is exactly how it goes. Okay, should we write some graffiti one time? Should we be like,
let's just do a wall.
I would love some plum. Oh my god. We should go and spray plums, just like a plum somewhere, and people will look at it and be like, oh my god, they're here. Oh my god.
If you are a graffiti artist, please draw plums.
Take a picture, send it in. Yeah, we'll feature it on the podcast. We will. We'll feature it in our plum news section.
Because that's important news. Okay, so this one. 1 foot alligator pulled from yoga pants after a traffic stop in Charlotte County.
1 foot alligator.
So this one comes with a video. So we'll watch that.
Wait, sorry. I haven't quite taken in this headline yet, but I want to watch the video.
So the headline here is woman hides alligator in pants and 41 turtles in a bag.
This one is a little different version. Is that a gator in your pants, or are you doing something illegal? Definitely not.
That was witty.
These guys just don't have the charisma the plum news does.
Yeah, the Florida version of is that a snake in your pants? That is what the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office says happened early this morning.
I like about plum news.
It's completely, it's wild. Anything could happen.
Tonight, the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office
it's
releasing
just
these
a news
photos
article
on
of them
Twitter
looking at a tweet.
I
could have done this.
Wait.
This 1 foot alligator out of her yoga pants.
Wow.
I told some neighbors about it to get their take.
That is crazy. I don't know why anyone would do that. I'm very upset that somebody would come and do that.
I don't know why anybody would do that.
I am so upset.
I
like that.
Can we rewind to that one?
I like about news in America when they don't have anything, they're just like, should we just ask some random people in the street what they think? Actually, they do that here too, to be fair.
Absolutely.
That is crazy. I don't know why anyone would do that. I'm very upset that somebody
It reminds me, if you remember on can we pause it for a second while I tangent? You remember on You remember Man v Food? What a show! What a great show!
Never seen it.
What?
Never seen it. I've heard of it. It's good. Should I watch it? Not seen it.
What? I'm just taking it back. Well,
I've seen Epic Meal.
You know the premise of Man v Food, like a man. He'd go to a restaurant and like there'd be a big meal, it'd be like a burger, it'd be this big, and he'd have
I
to
saw
eat
this
it.
one. I saw this one, and it was in.
So you have seen it?
No, it wasn't Man v Food, but it was like a food challenge. I think it was like in Alaska or somewhere in America, and it was a bowl of ramen like as big as this fucking.
That sounds good. We should definitely do a food challenge for Plum Chutney sometime.
Absolutely.
But anyway,
yeah, sorry.
So he'll be halfway through eating it. And then they'll just cut to people in the restaurant, and they'll have one guy going, "Whoa, that's a lot of food. I don't know if he can do it.
I don't know if he's going to be able to eat all that food."
And then there'll be another guy who's like, "No, it's a lot of food, but I believe in Adam, and he can do it.
He's a fat guy.
He's going to do it for America." And then like,
that sounds incredible.
And honestly, it's the best bit of it.
I'm so sorry that I've been missing out. You know, I think it's on Netflix, so I think I know I'm going to be watching it.
Shut the fuck up! If
I've
it's
seen
on
it on
Netflix.
something.
The best bit as well is no matter how well he's doing on the challenge, at some point they edit in, and he goes, "It was going so well, and then I hit the food wall." and then
I
the music
imagine there's
goes
like tense music throughout this.
and then that's when they put in the person going, "Oh, I don't know if you can do it."
I could like literally.
Honestly,
I would love to do that for a
If you're
living.
on a diet, Man v Food is
No,
not the show
I'm definitely
for you.
not going to watch it at the moment.
No,
but
definitely.
to be fair, I did have a cheat day the other day. In this cheat day, I ate a McDonald's in the morning and
incredible.
a massive fuck off fat pizza, and then the next day I got Chinese.
Wait, the pizza told you to fuck off?
Yeah, it's quite rude. I was like,
I'm
"What,
so
pizza,
sorry.
please?"
It's Italians for you.
Cheese. To fuck off, and then I had the cheese-filled crust, and but it kept me going,
incredible.
and now I'm happier about being on a diet.
No, you're not. Why are you lying? Because you're not.
I'm perfectly happy, but it did put a dent in me losing 2 stone by the end of May. Like I put on like 6 pounds in those 2 days alone. So
Looks like I'm not going to be eating that chili.
no, perhaps not. Well, we shall see.
That's a little Easter egg for fans of previous Plum Chutney episodes.
Yes, it is. I mean, why would you watch just one?
No,
Plum Chutney?
absolutely.
Do you know,
If you've watched
you made
just
it
this
far, you're
episode,
dedicated.
then please go back, watch all of
Fuck
them.
off, get out.
Episode 1 isn't great.
Yeah, actually, the audio is better now. Probably, maybe it might be terrible still. Who knows?
I think we hit our stride in episode 2, perhaps.
Episode 2
was very
that
good.
was the high note. I don't think we're ever going to reach that again.
No,
but anyway,
that was a good
let's get back
episode.
to this
Sorry.
story.
Started when they spotted a truck.
Sorry, I've forgotten what happened.
A woman finds alligator. It's at the bottom right.
Of course, Taylor's oldest time.
The driver, Michael Clemens, they asked him and
asked
his
him?
passenger, Ariel Marchand Lequire, where they were coming
That is such a
Hold it.
LaShawn.
collecting turtles and snakes under the overpass down the street.
So they're
Deputies
just
then asked
bagging
them
them.
to open up their backpacks.
Oh my
Do you
god.
think they were like real hicks? Like, what was her name? Was her first name?
LaShawn.
I
think it was a guy's
Bag
name.
those turtles! You got the alligator in your pants!
Some
enjoyed
neighbors down
that.
the street say the couple should have left the
Oh, I thought she was walking the alligator then, and I'm just a bit.
Oh,
Just dipping into the wildlife and taking it to do what they please.
it's
with it.
disgusting.
That's just disgraceful. They have absolutely no respect for
No
nature
respect.
at all.
I
no
love that
respect
woman.
for
Can
my
we get
alligators.
Can we go back and just keep her like us in the background?
For a little bit,
She's my
yeah.
idol. I want her on.
Should we finish? Maybe she'll come back again for another time.
Do you think we can get her on the podcast? Do you think she'd be willing to pay for the flight?
It's disgraceful.
We'll fire out one more beg.
Disgraceful.
Is just we'll be like, what do you think of plum chutney? I can't not do it. She'll be like, I just think
Disgraceful.
it's terrible.
I can't believe
I
it.
can't believe you would do something.
And then we'll say like,
that.
what do you think of John Tickle? And she'll go, I like that.
I like that, man. That's a good man right there.
When he walked on custard, well, my God, my heart just grew
He's
three
the
sizes.
second coming of Jesus.
Jesus.
You gotta say it like that. Jesus.
Nice. I
Well,
love
I've got
that.
another article, but should we just leave this one on screen?
Go on,
You,
it's
I
okay.
salute. Mwah.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. I don't even
so
know
this
her
is-
name.
Oh, this is the last article.
Oh, no.
But it comes with another video.
Thank God.
So, lawmaker files bill to repeal state ban on dwarf tossing in bars. This is the man. This is the man that says, we can toss dwarfs again.
He looks exactly like the kind of man who wants to toss dwarfs, and I love it.
So So he's.
I love his smile. He's like, one day I'm going to be famous for wanting to toss dwarves. Look at me, Mom.
The people will love this. What do you think of people tossing dwarves? I just love it. I
just love it.
So apparently people are still allowed to toss dwarves, just not in a place that sells alcohol. So if you're caught tossing the dwarf, which often everyone
I was going to say, this is America.
Yeah,
I can toss who I want.
When I want, yeah. So apparently you can do that, but just you can't serve alcohol there. So he's just making it so you can serve alcohol and do this at the same time. But I'd never heard of the sport myself.
Are we gonna let's get on it right now?
So I went to what I usually do when I'm not heard of something, and that's straight to YouTube, and here it is.
Oh my goodness me!
The guy's up for it. Like, for something about dwarf tossing makes it sound like it's against the midget.
That was a pretty poor effort.
No, it's not midget. It's little person. So this is called midget tossing.
This is like
even though that's
the intro scene of the Wolf of Wall Street. When they're throwing it at the target.
Yeah, it's just straight down. No, the intro scene to Wolf of Wall Street's him snorting cocaine out with his asshole bits.
What? Okay. No, then he throws the dwarf, and the dwarf stucks in midair, and he's like, "How did this happen?" What a great film, Wolf of Wall Street. Oh, that's much better.
Watched it with my mum. It was no problem.
Why did you do that?
Because I had never heard of it. My mum was like, "Do you want to go see the new Leonardo DiCaprio movie?" And I was like, "Do you know who I like? Leonardo DiCaprio."
Who doesn't love Leo DiCaprio?
And then I ask at the cinema, and they go, "How old are you?" And I'm like, 18. And I'm like, "That's weird." Why did they ask me that? And then pan to him snorting cocaine at the asshole. Very uncomfortable.
No.
But I like to think me and my mother bonded throughout that experience. But then it was very like, is this going to end anytime soon?
And it's like a 3-hour film as well.
It's an
oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many boobs in that film.
It's a good film.
That's in my top 5 films. I love that film. Wow.
So that's about it.
I love how many dislikes it had. I mean, there's such
people
fucking,
well, to be fair, if the little person, which I believe is the correct term, even though little person to me sounds
sounds horrible.
It does sound bad.
No.
Yeah, I was watching a podcast with
if the person sounds like the right person.
With a little person the other day, and he was saying that he found it.
I feel very much it's like
I like dwarf.
It's very similar to horse riding now, and that a lot of people are against the horse being.
I like dwarf because I feel like with dwarves there's no harmful stereotypes. There's just mythical ones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should be bearded with an axe. I feel like that's a great stereotype.
My axe.
My axe. Yeah. And I feel like that's just an incredible stereotype. So anyway,
that's a good stereotype.
That is tragically
well, you know what?
It is over.
I feel we hit some incredible big topics there, and bigger than we've tackled on Plum Chutney before. And I like it. You know what, Jims? Maybe we should run for Prime Minister.
Oh my God.
It's a pair.
Joint Prime Minister.
Maybe we should do that.
Just at the podium together. We'll be sharing number 10.
Maybe one of us can be deputy. Would you?
I don't mind.
Would you allow me to be Prime Minister?
I feel like you're charismatic enough for it.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice.
And I can do the shit just whatever I want.
You can do the accounting.
Yay.
Buzzing. I would love that.
I'd love that.
But no, I can't wait. Should we get a run? That would make an excellent podcast series, I must say, if we ran for office. I would love that.
Let's wait for our popularity to take the nation by storm, and then we strike.
Then we'll be the web celebrities who are running for. Oh my God!
It'll be big.
I hear. Speaking of such things, I hear that Strictly Come Dancing, the show where
I'm aware of
you know how it works in
they dance.
People call in to vote, and whoever gets the most votes wins.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the professionals on it are calling for a ban on internet celebrities, because apparently there was an internet celebrity on it this season who just did loads and was just loads popular.
Yeah, because they've just got a hardcore.
Because nobody really watches. Does anybody watch TV anymore? Do you?
Well, no, people watch TV, but I think rarely people there's an actor that you're like, oh my God, I fucking love them. But they're so much with internet personalities.
They have such a cult following.
Oh my God, when's this?
Absolutely. They have an army behind them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lot
of history down that route.
Well, I must say, I'm very sad that Plum News is over.
Well, that's okay.
But
yes,
luckily we've got more things to talk about.
Well, Sim, as I said, I was watching lots of documentaries this week, and literally what I do with my evening,
tell me about them.
And my day. Literally, what I do all day is I type on YouTube, Amazon, or Netflix documentaries, and then I watch pretty much.
I love a good documentary because I feel so knowledgeable after all of them.
Yeah. So I watched one on Hitler's Inner Circle.
Nice,
and that was good. I didn't realize that Hitler's Inner Circle was so high school. equal. Like they were all like really competing for Hitler's love. Like, oh, Hitler loves me more, and then I want Hitler to love me. And then at one point, the deputy Führer, so this is the right-hand man in Germany, second,
and his right-hand man.
So the second most powerful in Germany.
That's a Hamilton reference.
So he decided when Britain declared war on Germany, he was like, and he wasn't in Hitler's good books at the moment. He was like, how can I reach these kids? How can I get back in Hitler's good books? So he jumped in a plane.
Nice.
He modified it so it could go further because famously the Luftwaffe is...
Say that again. The Luftwaffe.
I can't do it. It's quite a lot of...
The Luftwaffe. The Luftwaffe.
Anyway, he got in a plane.
Luftwaffe. No, that was racially insensitive and I'm sorry.
Luftwaffe. Okay, so he jumped in a plane. He drove this plane and he crashed it in a field near Scotland.
Nice.
And then he went, take me to the Archbishop of Cambridge or whatever. And his German voice, but not like that.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, and he's like, do you want a cup of tea? And he didn't want a cup of tea.
As everybody is in Britain.
He didn't want a cup of tea, apparently. And then the authorities arrived and then they, instead of letting him have tea with the Duke of Edinburgh, whoever wanted to talk to, they locked him in the Tower of London.
Wow.
So it didn't work out too well for him. But then I've been watching.
Nice. Can I just on that note? I was watching the Chase the other day, which is where I get
I like playing Drink the Chase. Drink every time you get one wrong.
Which fucking bladdered by the end of it. But no, the Chase is where I get all my best knowledge from, obviously. And one of the questions was, who was the best man at Joseph Goebbels' wedding? And it was, of course, Adolf Hitler. Do you know what I mean?
What a guy.
I was like, fucking
because they're just trying to win his favour. Really.
Exactly. They want it. But I was about to say an edgy fact that did you know that Britain actually killed the first civilian casualties in World War II? Well, I mean, when I say first, I mean ahead of Germany. But I feel like that sounds a bit like I'm trying to be edgy. And I'm sorry
we were the ones to declare war.
No. When I say civilian casualties, as in targeting civilians. Can you believe that?
I remember. Because Hitler was a fan of Britain and didn't want to target the civilians, if I remember correctly. Wow. He was he was a bit sad that he had to declare war on Britain. Yeah. Oh, but Hitler was pissed about him flying to Britain, by the way. It did not get
I
him
am not saying by any sense that Hitler is a good... I've struggled with this question for so many years, as many of you know.
Hitler, famously quite evil.
But I feel like so often we hear the Britain are the good guys. If you watch Good Morning Britain or read the Daily Mail, you'll hear, oh God, Britain have never done a thing wrong, course, ever.
When you are at war, many atrocities by all sides.
I mean, yes.
I mean, to be fair, they did quite a bad thing. So I feel like anything
Germany did very. I will give you that. I mean, no, I'm not saying that what we did is worse. I'm just saying we're not saints.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say.
No, I thought we were. But anyway, so then I've been watching lots of conspiracy videos. And it got me on. And I'm quite against watching these, but I got on one, a UFO documentary or two.
Yeah.
And the thing I feel with UFOs is, like, most of, like, the time you're watching, like, a documentary for it, it's very, like, one-sided and, like, oh my God, that guy didn't finish his steak sandwich. Aliens. But
fucking love steak sandwiches.
But there are so many people who claim that they have been abducted by aliens.
Yes.
And it's ruined their lives. They've not profited off it. They're not, like, gaining anything. They've lost all their family and they're still going, no, I was abducted by aliens.
No.
So what is it?
Well,
what's that about?
I don't know. Jim, you watch the documentary, you tell me.
So I'm either thinking... Okay, so here are my
top three theories of what happened.
Aliens abduct people all the time. That's my number one. I'm not too lenient on that one. Two, there's some sort of mental illness that makes you believe that all of this has experience.
Because schizophrenia.
Yeah, but it seems specific that they all seem to say the same sort of things when they're abducted. Usually, the aliens have taken them up because they care about them and they think the world's going to end because of nuclear bombs or we're going to end the environment or something.
Absolutely.
It's usually a pretty chill experience. There was this one doctor that said he'd removed 20 alien objects from people who said they'd been abducted. Yeah. And I was like, I'd love a second opinion on that one. Anyone else? But yeah, there was...
I have a bit of a theory just that I've come up with right now.
Okay, go on.
That, so when you were saying that like everyone gets abducted by aliens, what if like when I say we're all like a lot of people, what if a lot of people are abducted regularly on a regular basis, but like your memory's just wiped straight away, or like or they wipe everybody else's memory to think, oh, nothing's amiss here, do you know? They change, but but occasionally that doesn't quite work, and somebody goes crazy, and they're like, no, I was there. Do you know what I mean?
But I feel like they wouldn't need to take that many. Like, if you're thinking of this like rationally, that'd probably be a waste of time to take like everyone up every day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But, no, I'm not saying everyone every day. I'm just saying it happens far more.
Yeah, no, I could get that. But also, I'm kind of leaning towards it. Just sounds so. But then there was some cases. So there was this one group, and it was 5 guys up on a hike as bros.
5 guys, mate.
Ask me if I've.
Wait, Jim, I know this joke. Okay. Wait, I had burger.
No, sorry. Have you ever been to 5 guys? Ask me that.
Hey, Jims.
Yes, Sim.
Have you ever been to 5 guys?
No, but I've had 5 guys.
Exquisite.
So 5 guys, and they go on a hiking trip as bros.
Sorry, that was. I just need a minute.
It's too good comedy. I know. This is really good. So they go up in the mountaintop, and 4 people come down.
Sorry, I zoned out. What?
5 guys. They go on a hike.
I can see how I got.
Do you want me to change it to 6 guys? Okay, for sake of this story, 6 guys run on a mountaintop. Oh no, but then it's gonna. And then 5 guys.
Okay, no, just say 5 people.
5. Thank you. 5 people. 5 bros.
5 guys.
5
Oh no, I did it again.
5 hombres. 5 hombres. They go up on a mountain. When they come back down, there's only 4 of them.
Well, one died.
People are like, "Where's Jeff?" Or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Is this a true story?
Yeah, true story. And they're like, I think this is, to be fair, no one asked them. They came down going like, Jeff got abducted by aliens. There was a massive spaceship, took him up in a beam, like, he's fucking gone.
That is
and
so
everyone
Jeff.
instantly looked at these 4 guys and like, you murdered him. So they start like a search rescue. There's people for 4 weeks searching for this guy on these mountains. You know, an extensive fucking search. In the meantime,
that is what I would call
investigating
extensive.
these guys. They're getting ready to arrest them. The guy who went missing's brother like thinks these guys did it. All of their parents thinks that they did this crime. Yeah. And then 4 weeks later, someone gets a phone call.
I'm
Jeff's
literally
like, I got abducted by aliens. Come pick me up. And like,
that is so Jeff.
Day, none of their stories have changed, including his, who says he got abducted by aliens. And, you know, like, there's just all sorts of, like, there's so many stories where you can be like, that is bullshit. Literally? But there's, like, a few stories where you are like, oh.
Wow. Do you know who would believe this? Amy Sands. She believes every conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, that's it. But then this guy has dedicated his life to, you know, just being like, I did get abducted by aliens. I don't think he's made like that much of a profit about it. He's just going like, and if you put himself in, like, I know, I'm not quick to believe it, and I'm not really saying.
No, but it would piss me off. I'd be pissed off as well. Like,
if you
you'd
put
be like
in his shoes, you'd be like constantly every day, I got abducted by aliens. You'd be like that. You know?
Like, just like imagine you're like fucking Jon Snow in like season 5, and you're like, I've seen the White Walkers, and everybody's like, fuck off, you haven't seen the White Walkers. Yeah, what?
You rat Jon Snow, you're a bastard.
Literally, that's exactly that.
That's exactly what they'd say. And then there was like another one where these 2 people, they had like a kind of experience, like they remember seeing a saucer, and then they followed it with their car, and then the guy remembers looking at and through his binoculars at this thing.
I like your
that's
very good.
Just so you know.
Very good. This should definitely be the thumbnail of this video.
Perfect. So they look through their binoculars. And then the next thing he remembers, he's in his car.
I don't do it as good as you, I must say.
This telescope. So the next thing he remembers after looking through his binoculars is he's driving in his car back. And then his wife was with him, and they take them to a hypnotist.
Yes.
And they try and hypnotize the memories out of them.
That's so
and they
hypnotism.
both come out with like these stories of what happened to them, of them being abducted only after being hypnotized, and they both like correlate and link with each other, but there was something they couldn't tell you before that. Wow. And just let
that
it things like that.
That is crazy. No, as John Tucker would say, things that make you go,
Here's one for you.
No, I don't know where I stand. I'm open to the possibility. It's the same with sorry to tangent.
Yes.
Time travel.
Time travel.
Where do you stand? Because recently I heard a man claimed that he was from the future and passed a lie detector and everything. And like, but I suppose you could train to test a lie detector. Yeah.
Like the people who went up and down the mountain passed a lie detector like 5 times as well. But but I feel like that's like lie detectors are like.
Do you know who failed a lie detector? OJ. Bastard.
He's out now, isn't he?
Well, yeah. Well, he didn't go in for that, did he?
No, but he went in again because.
Oh, is he out for that other one?
Because what happened is they took all his stuff because the guy whose parents of the guy who was killed. Sorry, I can't remember names.
Oh,
he sued him because he clearly did murder those people, and then he had to give back loads of money. So then they took all his stuff and repossessed it, and then in the place where they were holding all their stuff, OJ came up and went, "Give me my stuff back!" And the guy, and he was in a mask, and the guy was like, OJ.
That's so OJ.
And then he got arrested. But sorry, I can't remember what it's talking. Oh yeah, there's just lots of. That's a bit odd. But then I watched another video that was also a bit odd, but also I didn't believe any of it.
What was the other video?
This was so there's a theory that during World War II.
Is this to do with UFOs?
This is kind of mysterious shit.
Jim's, if it's not to do with UFOs, then
well, this is something that a lot of UFOlogists.
Is that a phrase? Because if that is not a phrase, that is phenomenal.
That is a phrase. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I've only seen it written. I don't know if it's like
maybe it's ufologists.
No, I think it is ufologists. Yeah, I think that is it.
No, but that sounds like it should have like 2 dots on the U and be like ufologist.
No, I think it's ufologist. I think. But anyway, it's in World War II. There was this battleship, and this battleship, Einstein apparently worked on it because he was working in the Navy, and they made a teleporting ship.
What?
Allegedly.
What?
Allegedly, there's an account from a young man saying that he was in the Navy, minding his own business. He's cleaning some other ship, and he looks to his left, and he sees this ship covered in this weird green gas, like electric pulses, and then it disappeared, and then it apparently.
Is this just one person's account?
This is one person's.
I have to say, I'm less inclined to believe this one.
Yeah. And then it reappears in a completely different place, in a different port, like 3 hours away, instantaneously.
Wow.
And apparently...
I definitely think he was tripping or something.
And there was also other people saying that it went horrifically wrong, and there was people like merged one with the ship.
Oh, shit.
And they were like melted into the...
Oh, my God.
And they
should make a movie out of this, regardless of if it's true or not.
I'm not sure, but I think they might have.
Really?
Or they are planning to. Basically what the Navy say is they're like, literally this was a ship where we had an electromagnetic sort of field around it to prevent radar.
Wow.
And they were like, we have no idea how it got blown this out of proportion. Obviously, this is impossible. And then there was just loads of physicists going, this literally could not happen. Like, what the fuck? But lots of people believe it and still believe it to this day.
Do I believe it? I probably do believe it. No.
I watched the documentary, I must say.
I'm so sorry I knocked the microphone then.
That is not okay at all. So there's just lots of mysterious things about...
I don't want to have a not believer thing and then one day it become real, because then if it is real and I believe it, I can be like, I knew it all along.
I'm sure teleportation might exist at one point. So you were saying about time travel before, and I completely...
Oh yeah, I don't really have any thoughts, or I was just saying it's kind of the same thing. Like why, if it is real, why hasn't anybody travelled back from the year 316?
Well, on one of the documentaries I was watching was about Einstein, and of course Einstein realised that time wasn't a set thing; it was just perceived, and most of what is perceived upon it is gravity. So, as
David Tennant once said, time is wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. It's not linear.
yeah, he did say that, and gravity causes time, so something high up goes faster.
But gravity's not real. Gravity's a man-made concept, isn't it?
It's all space-time. So maybe if there's some way of warping space-time, then yes.
The thing I find
we know that it is possible to travel to the future if you travel faster than the speed of light.
Wow.
But that's obviously
impossible.
Hard to... Well, it's not impossible.
No,
some atoms do it in a lab.
Wow.
The Hadron Collider or something. Nice. I'm pretty sure they did something like that.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. But no, the thing I find about everything is that like all the ways that we understand the world are man-made ways, labels for ideas. Really, we don't know anything, and we just kind of exist.
I think we're getting better. That's the thing with like how.
Oh my God!
That's okay. Don't worry.
Flying everywhere.
It's like the thing about how science works. Someone comes up with a theory, and then someone goes, "No, that's bollocks," and then the other person goes, "No, That's bollocks.
Do you know who?
And then it's just like a large chain.
Yeah, that's
of that,
literally.
really.
Do you know who we should ask about this?
I know exactly who you're about to say.
John
Here's
Tickle.
one for you. Nurse, I'm bored. Can you
I
show
can't
me how
wait.
to do time
Honestly.
travel?
And then Nurse is just like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sure, okay.
I want to ask John Tickle. We'll have to compile a list of questions. I'm sure by the time he comes on, it'll be like 501 questions.
Literally.
But
And one, yes.
I want to ask him if he believes it, what he thinks of UFOs.
Absolutely.
Have you ever experienced any aliens?
Definitely. A man like John Tickle could not have that much knowledge and charisma and not have been altered by something otherworldly. You know, okay, bit of a topic change, but good segue, good segue.
Do that topic change.
Speaking of UFOs, a band, Big Thief, released an album this week called UFOF. And
what does the second F stand for?
It stands for friend. So altogether, it's UFO friend.
Well, that was to stay on topic. All of the people, most of the people who were abducted by these aliens were like, no, they were really friendly. They reassured me. They were like, I think there was a couple. There was one, that guy that got hypnotized was like, the lights, the pit. It was like, man, it sounded horrifying. But everyone else was like, you know, they came with warnings. You like, they were just being nice people. They were like,
that's just classic humans to assume that they would be hostile. And good for Big Thief for understanding. They are not the case.
So I, for one, welcome our alien overlords. If you're an alien
and would like to be on this podcast, please
get in touch.
Come along. Do you know what I mean? Literally, wouldn't it be funny if next week me and you were just on this podcast and dedicated the podcast to being like, they're real, they're among us.
Or we're like horribly controlled by an alien. They are bad. Like the brain slugs from Futurama are both like, yes, I agree. Aliens are the best.
Literally. But anyway, my point about this album is it is very good. It is, and when I say very, Jims, you know me to be a man with high musical standards,
impeccable.
Let's call a spade a spade. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And this is like, when I say good, it is like top tier. It is like. But
you're talking like really good.
No, I'm saying it's knocking on the door of funeral and in the aeroplane over the sea. And okay, computer, it's knocking on those doors.
Would you say it's knocking on heaven's door?
I hate you and everything that you stand for.
Why, thank you. That means so much to me.
But yes, and to all the Plum Chutney viewers who I know take my word as gospel and my recommendations, please go listen to this album.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I believe him.
It's very good. But I will also say it's a grower and it's one that you need to commit your entire time to. And I think everybody should do music like this.
I think the best albums are growers.
No, I completely agree. If an album comes at you straight away, often it'll just die off. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's also one of those which I'll come to my good idea after this. Okay. I feel like music should be enjoyed intensely. Like put your headphones on, maybe even turn lights out, put like Blue Planet on in the background, like on mute or something. Yeah. And like, do you know what I mean?
I love experiencing
and lose yourself. Like,
big headphones in and walking somewhere.
That is phenomenal. Yes.
If it's raining, that does.
I don't understand how people can like. Obviously, like you can listen to music in the background, like, but when I'm listening to something, when I'm listening to it, I need to. Do you know what I mean?
Really want to listen. But a nice bath with some music. Yeah.
And my idea, right? You know, in today's modern. In the era that we are alive.
I thought you were about to call it a world, but then you were like, can we really call what we live in a world?
So, think of the cinema, yes. So like...
I know it well.
So like, we are on our phones 100% of the day, all day. But we still go to cinemas and for 2.5 hours we turn our phones up. Well, we don't go on our phones. We don't go on our phones and we lose ourselves in a film for that long. So imagine like a cinema.
And turn off.
Yeah, imagine like a cinema, but it had like a trippy like show, and like when a new album comes out, like you can go there and experience it for like an hour.
Actually, when we went to the local View Cinema, they were advertising that Take That are there in concert.
That is exactly what I was recommending. That's exactly so
they've already done it.
There we go. But that is actually not at all what I was suggesting.
That is not even music.
Wow. People like me and James listen to real music.
Like,
do you know what I mean?
The Bee Gees.
Like Kanye. Do you know what I mean?
And Spice Girls.
Yeah, and do you know who we're going to see Shaky Graves in a few weeks? And his tour is called the Shaky Graves wants to see the Spice Girls tour, and basically he's just coming to Britain for the Spice Girls reunion. And while he's here, he's doing a mini tour to pay for it and stuff. What a cool dude! But
I can't believe there's a Spice Girls reunion. This is the first I've heard of it.
Oh yeah, well,
I'm not very asked about it. So
I mean, I have to say, I can name one Spice Girls song, and that's "I'll tell you what I want, what I really want." Yep. I'm trying to think of another one, but I can't.
If you want to be my
That's
lover.
the same one. That's
Shit.
called "If You Wanna Be." You fool.
But my problem is with all girl bands, and I do the same thing with boy bands, is they're all the same to me. So all of their songs, like the Sugar Babes, Girls Aloud, the Spice Girls, that's all the same artists to me.
Wait, you know iCarly girl Miranda Cosgrove? I've already mentioned her once on this podcast. It's just like, wow.
I know you're watching. Lucky.
She wasn't in the Sugar Babes, was she?
I don't believe so, no. I'm pretty sure she was like 15 when the Sugar Babes were like 14. Like she was on Drake and Josh when
she may have covered a Sugar Babe song. That's it. I think she covered a Sugar Babe song. I remember hearing.
And I like how that gives her, like, in your opinion, she's in the group now.
But I remember hearing it but like she'd added like guitars to it, and she was she was like this, and she was like I wrote the punk rock princess. You know what I mean? And I you know, fucking 10-year-old son was like, this. Now this.
Now this is pod racing.
Now this I love. Literally, it's phenomenal.
Wow.
What time are we on, Tim? Are we going to have to wind up soon?
I think we've said all we needed to say.
And more. And so much more.
I'm not sure about more. Maybe a little bit more.
And you know what? More. I still haven't got that closing music, but we'll play the jingle for you one more time.
Oh my God. This is exciting.
You ready?
I'm so ready.
Ready.
Yeah.
Wait. No, wait. Sermon Jums have presented Plum Chutney.
I like what you did there. I like what you did.
Very good.
See you next time.